Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Aisha Nazir. The topic of today's lecture is constructor overloading. As we have studied earlier, we create constructor to build the object, to construct the object, to initialize the data members. In a class, we use constructor. There are different types of constructors: default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. So the today's topic is constructor overloading. What does it means? Constructor overloading. Overloading means we using the same constructor with the same name again and again. This is called overloading. So what is constructor overloading? Let's get started. In a single class, making more than one constructor with the same class name is called constructor overloading. How to differentiate between multiple constructors? As the constructor has the same name as the class name. So all the constructor which we define in the class, suppose if we define 3 to 4 constructor in a single class, then how we can differentiate between all these 4 constructors? Because they all have the same name. So how we can differentiate between all these 4 constructors that we are calling which object calling which constructor? So let's see. As they have no return type, like as we match the function through the parameters and arguments and through the return type. In the same way, the constructor have parameters, but it doesn't have the return types. So we differentiate the constructor on the basis of parameters and arguments. This is a simple example of constructor overloading. So in the first line, we created a class with the name constructor overloading. Always keep in mind that we have to define class name in such a way that it explains itself. So the class name must be self-explanatory. So the class name is constructor overloading. Under the public access specifier, we define 2 variables A and B of integer type. After that, we define the default constructor, which has the same name as the constructor overloading. If you remember, we have discussed that constructor is basically used to initialize the data members. So A and B are the data members of class. So here we are initializing the data members with 0. And we simply print a statement. This is default constructor overloading. Values are, and we are printing the value of A and B. In the next part, we again creating a constructor that has a single parameter. So it has the same name as constructor overloading with the parameter int x. So how we differentiate between the constructor? We differentiate between the constructors by the parameters and the arguments. As in the default constructor, there is no parameter, while in the second constructor, it has one parameter. So the both constructors are different from one to one another. In it, we again initialize the data members as A is equal to x, that whatever as an argument we pass in the constructor when we are creating the object will comes into the data member A, and B we initialize it as 0, and as we printing a statement. This is a single parameter constructor overloading. Values are A and B. Next part, we are creating again another constructor. This is the third constructor which has two parameters as int L and int M. So again, how we differentiate between different constructors? On the basis of parameters. So the first one has no parameters, it was default constructor. The second one has only one parameter, and the third one has two parameters. So int L and M. So whatever the value we pass as argument, it will comes into L and M variables, that are the local variables, and from the L and M it will saves into A and B, that are the data members, and we are simply printing a statement on the console. This is two parameters constructor overloading. Values are A and B, and we are printing the value of A and B. So in this way we created three constructor. This is called constructor overloading. Now how the compiler will got to know that which constructor we are calling? Let's see. In the main function, we are creating the object with the name as the class name, constructor overloading, and here we are creating three objects. obj, this will call the default constructor which has no parameters. Second object, that is object 1, and we are passing the value 10 as an argument. That will call the second constructor which has only one parameter. And the third object, which name is object 2, and we are passing two arguments as 20 and 30, that will call to the third constructor which has the parameters as L and M. So in this way the compiler will got to know that it will match the parameters and arguments, and then it calls that specific constructor, and simply we are printing a statement. This is all about constructor overloading. Hopefully you understand the concept. This is called constructor overloading. This is the output of constructor overloading. As first we call the default constructor, it shows the print statement that we define under the default constructor. That is, this is the default constructor and the values are 0 and 0 because we initialize in the default constructor A and B as 0. And in the one parameter constructor, we pass only one value, that is 10. Then the other value would be 0. And in the third constructor, in which we pass two values, so it goes into that parameter, it will call to that third constructor, and the values 20 and 30 will be printed on the console. And after that, the last statement. This is all about the constructor overloading. Let's have another example. Let's understand it in more precisely. Now we are creating a function. In the previous example, we are printing the print statement under the constructor. Now we have removed the print statement and we have creating a function with the name show results, which will directly show the values of A and B. But how? Because there are three different constructors. Then how the show result function will got to know that which constructor values I have to show? Let's understand it. Again, we define the class, and in the public section we define the two variables at int A and B, and then the default constructor in which we initialize A and B with 0, and then the second constructor which has only one parameter, and we initialize that parameter with the value x and the other as 0 because it accepts only one parameter. It accepts only one argument. Next is the third constructor that has the two parameters, and it will call by object which has two arguments. So after the three constructors, we created a simple method, simple function, that is show result. And what it will do, it will just print a statement. This is constructor overloading and values are A and B. But A and B in all the constructors have different values. So how it will print? Let's see it. In the main section, we created 3 objects: constructor overloading as the name of the constructor, and then obj that will call the default constructor, obj1, and the argument is 10 that will call the second constructor which has one parameter as int x. After that, we created the third object that will call the third constructor as it has 2 parameters, 20 and 30. Now to print the values of those constructor, we call the show result function with the object name. So if we call the show result function with the obj, that is the first object, then it will show the object default object's values. If we call the show result with the obj1, then it will print the second constructor value. And if we call the show result functions with obj2, that is the third object, then it will show the values of third constructor. Hopefully you got the idea. So let's compile it and see the results. This is the result. This is constructor overloading. All have the same print statement, but the values are different according to the object invoked. So the first default constructor has the value 0, 0. The first constructor, second constructor has the value 10 because it has only one parameter, and second value will be 0 by default. And the third constructor that has the values 20 and 30 will be printed on the. This is all about the today's lecture. So the assignment of this lecture is you have to write a code on the code block and practice these examples and write the difference between the constructor overloading and function overloading. This is the assignment. The difference between constructor overloading and function overloading. Thank you very much.